So a fresh new week has arrived, and here on this channel, that means one thing and one thing only. Every weekend I post an episode of this series we do called Your Take Not Mine, where I turn to you the viewers to give me your hottest NBA takes of the week, based on what's going on at the time, and I then choose my favorite submissions and discuss them in a video. This week, the first round of the playoffs have begun to wrap up, and with it has come plenty of drama and unbelievable basketball on display, so we definitely have plenty to discuss. In order to submit your takes, I make a community post on either the day of or the day before the video, similar to the one that you see on your screen now. So if you want a chance to be featured in a future episode, be sure to stay on the lookout for that. Before we start though, I want to thank PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. PrizePicks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game where you select 2 to 6 players and guess if they will hit more or less than their projection. And if you get it right, you can win. Plus, with their new Demons and Goblins lines, you can now win up to 100 times your original lineup. Obviously, we're all basketball fans here, but PrizePicks has almost every sport you can think of available to choose from and play. To add to the fun, they also offer frequent bonuses, discounts, and weekly promotions, such as Taco Tuesday and Flex Friday, plus so many more specialty free spaces to watch for throughout the year, so you don't want to miss those. For today's slate of games, I'm going with Darius Garland to score over 18 points, Nikola Jokic to dish out over 8.5 assists, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to make over 1.5 threes in this week's lineup. To sign up, go down to the link in the description and use promo code REFERENCE when you sign up to get a deposit match bonus of up to $100. Once again, thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. The first take we'll be discussing today comes to us from Lucidity, and he says that Tyrese Maxey has proven he can be a franchise player, so the Sixers should trade Joel Embiid and build around Maxey moving forward. There's no denying that Tyrese Maxey had an incredibly strong showing this postseason, and the Sixers are about to extend his contract this summer to lock him up long term, which obviously is going to help make their lives easier when it comes to team building in that process. The Sixers came up short against the New York Knicks, but Maxey still averaged 30 points per game in that series, including a heroic 46-point outing in Game 5, and just from a viewer standpoint, it looked like he was leveling up right before our very eyes. That level of shot creation is necessary to succeed at the highest level of the NBA nowadays, so yes, of course, the Sixers should be prioritizing building around him moving forward, but what I absolutely despise about NBA rhetoric nowadays is the idea that when a second star emerges on a team, the team should just trade away their other one to quote-unquote build around the new guy. Joel Embiid went down for 2 months this season, and in his absence, the 76ers were one of the worst teams in the entire league as they fell from 3rd place in the East all the way down to 7th. Trust me, I'm well aware of the fact that most of you view Joel Embiid as some kind of villain, and you all will take every chance you get to slander him, but Tyrese Maxey needs Joel Embiid to be at his best, just like Joel Embiid needs Tyrese Maxey to be at his best. This is a tandem that works incredibly well together, and the idea of splitting them up is utter nonsense. The 76ers outscored the Knicks by 46 points when Joel Embiid was on the court in that series, despite losing the series in 6 games. So if they were able to survive without Embiid's dominant defense, his consistent 30-point outings, and his ability to draw most of the attention of the defense to make his teammates' lives easier, then we would have had some sort of evidence for it by now, but we don't because there is none. This summer, the 76ers have the most available cap space in the entire league to spend in free agency, and they have quite a few first-round picks to dangle in trade offers, so their plan needs to be to find the best players they can to defend hard, space the floor, and cater to the strengths of both Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, because they have a huge opportunity to take some big swings this summer, and trading away an MVP-caliber player in Joel Embiid would be the fastest way to blow that opportunity. The next take we'll be discussing today comes to us from Levis, and he says, as a Clippers fan, that it's time for his favorite team to blow it up. The Clippers are another team that have experienced similar ebbs and flows year in and year out over the last 5 years, and despite entering most of those seasons as heavy favorites to make a run at the title, they have 0 finals appearances to show for it. Unlike the 76ers, who we just discussed having a ton of flexible cap space and tempting draft capital to offer though, the Clippers are in the opposite kind of situation where they don't really have any money to spend in free agency at all, and they don't have a single first-round pick to use until the year 2030. They put all of their eggs into the basket of this current core of talent, and it resulted in a first-round exit from the playoffs. James Harden is a free agent this summer and has made it clear that he wants to re-sign on a max contract extension with them. Paul George will also be looking for a big contract extension, but could opt out of his contract and become a free agent if those talks don't go anywhere, but the options that the Clippers have moving forward just don't seem very promising. Do they really want to give James Harden a big contract extension when he'll be 35 years old next season? If they don't, will he throw another temper tantrum claiming Lawrence Frank is a liar, just like he did with Daryl Morey? Is Paul George even worth a max contract anymore? The Clippers group is a lot of aging former superstars who have all both regressed as players and struggle with injury concerns that hold them back ever being at their best. I don't think the Clippers are going to end up blowing things up because of the fact that they've invested a lot of money in their new arena opening up next season, and they want to have a competitive team for the start of that era, but that doesn't mean that they'll be making the right decision. And finally, the last take we'll be discussing today comes to us from Horky, and he says that the Heat need to trade Jimmy Butler for Donovan Mitchell to get a star more on Bam Adebayo's timeline. Jimmy Butler's 5-year stint with Miami has been very successful, all things considered, but they were never able to reach the top of the mountain by bringing home a championship, and now they're at a pivotal point for their future. Jimmy Butler has also been a very notable playoff riser most years, having some incredible performances carrying this Heat team further than most people believed possible, but this season had a different finish that kind of served as a wake-up call for them as they got swiftly sent home in 5 games by the Boston Celtics. Jimmy Butler was not able to play due to injury, and next season he too will be 35 years old. We're already starting to see reports and speculation come out about this, stating that the Heat might consider moving on from Butler this offseason to get ahead of his declining play as he ages. The Cavaliers are also headed into a Game 7 with the Orlando Magic as I am putting this video together, and similar murmurs have been reported on all season long regarding Donovan Mitchell, so of course I see the logic behind this proposal. Mitchell would be the perfect piece for the next era of Heat basketball as he's just 1 year older than Bam Adebayo, but I am hesitant to do this for Cleveland's sake. Cleveland, to put it simply, need a player that wants to be there. Mitchell never seemed that thrilled about being sent to Cleveland from the start, and that's what got them into this situation. Jimmy Butler is also a very intense competitor who does not hold back on how he wants things done. I wouldn't be surprised if both players get moved this offseason, but I'm not quite sure that the Cavs are looking to go from one star uncommitted to a future with them to another. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think about the takes discussed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.